Hello students. In this lecture video, I'll be discussing about chapter 15 biodiversity and conservation. So let's cover the topic biodiversity first. It refers to the enormous diversity which we face in our life. So just imagine how many species of ants are there, 20,000. Beetles, 3 lakh species, around 28,000 species of fishes, and around 20,000 species of orchids. So, that is the immense diversity or heterogeneity we are surrounded with. There was one sociobiologist, Edward Wilson, who described this diversity at the level of different biological organization. First is genetic diversity, then species diversity, and ecological diversity. Genetic diversity means that at genetic level there are differences like genetic variation shown by a medicinal plant Rauwolfia vomitoria. It is grown in Himalayan ranges and it releases an active drug called as rezapine, and India has 50,000 genetically different strains of rice and mango, even of this at the genetic level, that is genetic diversity. Next, coming to species diversity. In case of interspecies level also, like in Western Ghats, we have great species of amphibians than the Eastern Ghats because of the habitat which is there. It supports more amount of amphibians. Next, coming to ecological diversity, wherein it means that at ecosystem level there is lot of diversity, leading to formation of different biomes like deserts, rainforests, mangroves, coral reefs, alpine meadows, estuaries. So, this biodiversity is very essential for our well being as well as well being of the whole planet. So, let us see how many species are there on Earth and how many are there in India. According to the International Union of Conservation of Nature, there are around 1.5 million species. Now, some extreme estimates suggest that it is 20 to 50 million. But again, an estimate by Robert May, it places the global species at a diversity of around 7 million species. Next, let us see that if we compare different flora and fauna, how their range varies. We can see more than 70% of species recorded are animals and rest are plants. Now, if we see regarding animals, 70% of the total animal species, that is of insects. So, you can say out of 10 animals on this planet, 7 are insects. So, we can also say that if we see this pie chart, okay, this represents the global biodiversity. So, I'm just zooming in. First, let us look at invertebrates. Insects hold the maximum position, then other animal groups, then mollusks and crustaceans. If we see vertebrates, maximum part or maximum diversity is seen in fishes. Next, in mammals and amphibians, similar. Then, after fishes, it is birds and then reptiles. Next, let us come to plant diversity. It is fungi mainly, then angiosperms, then algae, lichens, ferns, and different allies. So these are, you can say, in millions, okay? And what other thing is that many times the diversity is more, but the count is less. Less. Why? Because identification is the main part, and sometimes we are unable to culture a particular organism. If in lab we are unable to culture, we will not be able to identify the number. Next, another figure which will amaze you is that India only occupies 2.4% of world's land area. And out of that, 8.1% of diversity is given by India. So it is one of the 12 mega diversity countries in the whole world. Now, if we see that the count which is there in the theory and in practical is different, because nature's biology library we cannot stock it anywhere. Okay, so there is also threat of becoming extinct, which we have to understand that even if we have not discovered them, because they are not culturable and they become extinct, some species become extinct even before discovering them. Okay, so that is the whole thing, that what stock nature is having and what we are having is totally different. In next lecture video, I'll be talking about different patterns of biodiversity.